Welcome back. This is Bottom Line, your market and online trading update. Well, the JSE kicked off the month of May powering to another record high after 5 days of straight gains. This is not in isolation. The JSE rally has been in line with surging global stocks recovering from last month's tariff-induced market chaos. Stocks on the JSE rallied on Friday to a record high lifted by industrials and financials. Let's take a look at the JSE's performance from the 1st of April. Well, we have since regained all those massive losses that we saw post-Trump's Liberations Day on the 2nd of April. We ended Friday's trading session at 92,332. When you look at the real economy, we have not seen the impact of the tariff war. On the contrary, the U.S. economy is still creating jobs, albeit at a slower pace. An important number to look out for is this one. That's the U.S. jobs. So we have seen that this is the number of jobs created in April in U.S. exceeding market expectations of 135,000. But there are still concerns of a stagflation, and several U.S. companies last week revised their earning guidance. But easing tensions between China and U.S. could add more impetus to this market. Another important number to look out for is, of course, Brent crude oil at around $59 per barrel. That's the price of Brent crude. Also, prices have experienced significant decline over the past month, attributed to a combination of factors, including increased supply and weakening demand. That weakness in oil prices has yielded another fuel price cut of around 40 cents for diesel. The rand has also been stronger against the US dollar. So let's look at the local unit. It touched 19 rand 72 on the 8th of April and has been firming almost daily since then. It has been trading at around 18 rand 40 cents. This is all good news for our inflation and, of course, the cost of living coming down. Coming up is the Traders Corner, and in the corner we have Given's MJ Khasi, who is an online trader, quite popular among young traders and aspiring traders. Thank you very much for joining us live here on Morning Live on Point, and we are on Morning Live on our show segment, which is looking at everything online trading. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Well, I'm a full-time trader, entrepreneur, a speaker, as well as a podcaster at Top Trader South Africa. And I'm also an analyst for Okta. This is where I provide markets insight as well as business strategies for traders. So my job is basically to ensure that institutional as well as individual audience can navigate around this complex market. So basically, that's what I do.
Okay, I mean, you have a partnership with Okta. You obviously, I mean, there are some gains that you make. You also earn from subscribers. You coach aspiring traders. You are a trader. Where do you make most of your money? Because I see people, individuals like yourself, they do several things.
Yeah. Well, look, my partnership with Okta goes beyond just me being an analyst for them, right? So what we're basically trying to do is to ensure that traders and people in general, they get the right information for them to make well-informed financial decisions, right? But what is also interesting and unique about our partnership is that we share the same sentiments and we share the same vision, right? Which is to bring back the integrity of trading in South Africa, right? Because trading in South Africa is normally being seen as something that you do when you want to make a quick buck, or a side hustle, or even some people see it as a scam, right? So we want to see, how do we come in and how do we solve a problem with this partnership, right? And look, for several years, I mean, a lot of people have been sold a dream, and we want to make it clear that, look, trading can be done as a career. It can be done as look, a profession, even a business, right? Once traders make money, the question is then, how do we help them going forward? How can they scale in their business, right? If they are making money, do they understand the compliance as far as taxes is concerned? A regulatory framework, do they also understand what is required for them? So that's what we're trying to achieve with this partnership.
But just go back to a question. Obviously, we see a lot of celebrity traders trying to diversify.
Sure.
Where do most people like yourself make most of your money?
Well, it depends. I think it's all about how you want to diversify your portfolio, right? Are you doing trading long-term or short-term, right? And when you are having partnership, like as I've mentioned, what is the core benefit of you getting into a partnership with a broker, right? So it all depends on the plan that you have as an individual. So I would say with myself, I know that, look, I've been trading for like 10 years now, right? Trading different portfolios. So when I come in with a broker, it's a matter of, look, I'm trying to solve a problem. How do I come in the gap, and how do I solve that problem that is on the table?
And how does one choose a trading platform and a broker is the question that I usually ask in this segment.
Well, look, I think it's a very important question. We've seen over the years, a lot of people have been scammed by brokers. So one has to be cautious, right? But when you choose a broker, I think you need to choose a broker that ensures transparency, security, as well as trust, right? And choose a broker that will also ensure that they communicate upfront with you about their conditions as well as their charges, right? Compliance, again, very important. Choose a broker that is FSCA regulated or even multi-regulated. If they're multi-regulated, well, it's a plus. Like Okta in this instance, right? They are multi-regulated, meaning they are regulated by different regulatory bodies. So I would say trust, transparency, as well as security, very important when you're choosing a broker.
You've touched on the issue of people who have been scammed.
Yep.
What is it, just briefly in few seconds, that one can do with little knowledge and they find themselves that they've been scammed? What is it that they need to do?
Well, look, I think what you need to do is open a case with the South African Police Service, right? That's a start. Get a case number, and from there you can go as far as going to the FSCA, lodge a complaint with them. Go on their website, give them a call, let them know what has transpired. Depending on how serious the situation is, you can also engage with the Hawks, right? But we know that the Hawks, they deal with serious crimes like your crypto scams, your pyramid schemes. But look, you lose nothing by knocking on the door and to ask if they can assist you, right? You can also engage with the Forex investment complaints, right? They're also there on the internet. Check them out and see how they can assist you. But again, very important, engage with your bank, right? To inform that there's a transaction that took place from your account to a certain company or even a broker, and that's where you can mainly get a help. But I would say, knock in all these departments, they are in a better position to tell you what to do.
Thank you very much. I'm afraid we have to leave it here. Thank you very much. That's Givens. MJ Khasi, our Traders Corner. Remember, only trade with what you can afford to lose, and there's no shortcut when it comes to wealth creation. Join us next week here on Morning Live. This is Bottom Line.